What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Um, it's Tuesday, and the Braves are on the West Coast, so give me the opportunity to do the Cast Mac chat. And we are battered, bruised, mad, sad, befuddled. Um, really don't know the words to quantify this start with the injury, with the suspension of Profar, with the lack of success with runners in scoring position, the unluckiness, the crappiness. Let me share it real quick. Shoot. It went live on both of my channels. I mean, I don't think you could have scripted a worse start. There's been some really good at bats, deep counts, but they haven't really resulted in anything other than Marcelo Ozuna and Matt Olson walking a lot, but 1 for 25 with runners in scoring position. 6 almost homers. Drake Baldwin's one of the more unlucky players I've ever seen. To start an MLB career, he could have had 3 homers or at least 3 extra base hits, and he hasn't had that. I guess the good news is, if there is such a thing right now, it started now instead of later, but I don't know, because it just seems to me that 2024 is bleeding into 2025. The same problems. We're missing our pitches. We're trying to do too much. And you can complain all you want about Neris, and we should, but until we score runs and give our pitchers chances, I really can't bugaboo too much about that, because if you score 1 run in 27 innings, you're not going to win a lot of games. And that's painfully obvious, obviously, but I mean, Hector Neris is gone now. Jesse Chavez is gone. We DFA'd him today to make room for Zach Thompson, and Zach Thompson's did a nice job in spring with some long relief outings and things of that nature. But we've got to score runs. We've got to give ourselves chances. We got to capitalize on those chances. I don't know what else to say. You got Stuart Fairchild coming in for the outfield depth until Verdugo's ready, and Profar suspension really sucks because he was seeing a lot of pitches and having a lot of good at bats, but not a lot of good results. But we're tearing the cover off the ball somewhat, and they're not falling. So it's a really, really vicious cycle of crap right now. And the first 0-5 start for the Braves since 2016. And I don't know, the West Coast ghosts, as I keep saying, continue to say boo, and it's not fun any way you slice it. I think that we just gotta pray that pray that we figure out how to hit again, I guess. I mean, yeah, I agree. For sure. The good news is that Sean Murphy did hit a homer today in his rehab start. I think he'll be a big boost to the pitching staff. Being able to kind of Drake Baldwin's been amazing. Don't get me wrong, but I think he could kind of settle things down when rallies get going for other teams. I think he has a knack for that. So having Sean Murphy back will definitely help. I don't think sending Drake Baldwin. I mean, I'm pretty sure we're gonna send Drake Baldwin down, but I don't think he has anything left to prove in AAA. I don't. But we'll see what happens there. But Sean Murphy starting off well in his rehab assignment does give you a little bit of the warm and fuzzies because you're looking for any positive thing in this garbage. We do have $15 million to spend because Jurickson Profar forfeits $6.9 million of his salary. So, and then some other moves. So there's possibly some moves there, but it looks like the ownership is dead set on staying under the luxury tax. That's why I don't blame Alex Anthopoulos for this. I really don't. I think that you got one hand tied behind your back, and the way Alex Anthopoulos manufactures and trades, I'm pretty sure other teams are wary of Alex Anthopoulos picking up the phone and calling anyone, just because there's got to be something he knows that they might not, aka the Chris Sale deal. And I think if you want to stay under the luxury tax, that's fine, but I think you have to maybe be a little bit more transparent. I know you don't want to give other teams a glimpse into the plan, so to speak, but I feel like obviously I think it's obvious that Alex Anthopoulos knows that this team isn't fully there, but I don't think he thought that the offense would be the main issue at this point. Yes, AJ Smith-Shawver struggled with pitch count, so did Grant Holmes, but for the most part, those two guys kept us in the ball game and gave us a relatively okay chance to win. But you just simply can't go 1 for 22 or 1 for 25 with runners in scoring position. You've got to do the little things. We're allergic to sac flies. We're allergic to productive outs. We're allergic to anything fun right now for the Braves, and that's the sad, annoying reality. And starting on the West Coast does not help at all because the Braves always struggle on the West Coast. And, of course, Ronaldo Lopez dealing with we are allergic to small ball. And I know we're trying, but I think we're trying too hard. And sports psychologist, I don't know if that would help. I don't know if this continues, if Brian Snitker steps aside. That's not in his nature, and I don't want him to go out like that, but I don't know if a new voice needs to be. I doubt it. I don't think Snitker has anything to do. I mean, but it's the ripple effect of using Hector Neris and not working out, and then having to use your closer in a 6-1 game when you're down because he hasn't worked since the end of spring training. So the bullpen management's always been a thing for Snit that everybody has been critical of. And now the ripple effect of that, the ripple effect of Jurickson Profar being selfish and trying to cheat the system or whatever, the unknowingly or knowingly taking steroids. It's annoying. And it's all the platitudes and everything, but I don't know what else you say other than you just gotta keep plugging, gotta keep finding, and we will. And I mean, it's only 5 games into the season, so but you definitely couldn't have scripted any worse of a start, that's for sure. But nobody's gonna feel sorry for us. And Kirsten Waldrop had a really good start in his first Gwinnett, 5 innings, 7 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run, so that's nice. But we've also been really unlucky. Like last year, I think we've had 5 or 6 almost homers, or definitely doubles that weren't. And then you've got the check swing double by Tatis to lead off the Sunday game. You've got the Aaron Bummer double off of his foot that ricochets into the dugout for a ground rule double. And then Daysville throws a good pitch, but ends up a CNI single. I mean, literally anything, everything, and nothing. Everything has gone wrong, and there's nothing anyone can do about it except you just got to keep swinging, and preferably not swing and miss, but that's happened quite a bit. But hopefully Chris Sale can put a tourniquet on it, and we can hopefully laugh about the start about June. But who knows? It could be very long, or we could write it, or something has to change. Obviously, when Spencer and Ronald get back, that will definitely help. Spencer got up to about 60 pitches his last start in Gwinnett. I believe that was Thursday. So he's probably got a couple more, maybe one more, probably a couple more though, because you typically go 60 pitches, then I wouldn't say that because it has well, you can laugh as hard as you want, but it's not fun. So I'm not gonna be laughing with you. It sucks. Yeah, but every time we think it can't get worse, it does. So I'm gonna try to avoid that. Yeah, I mean, you would hope that, and I mean, the lucky part about it is we get to watch Chris Sale pitch, and we get to watch Spencer Schwellenbach pitch, so that is good. But I honestly would start like a system, and I know it's kind of collegey, but I would like start a system of something with productive outs. And yeah, Michael Harris does own Tanner Scott, so we got that for us, but that's about it. But like I would start like a system where I don't know, like a $5 in the pot for every productive out or sack fly or thing with runners in scoring position, put in a pot, and at the end of the year it all goes to charity or something. Like something like that. That's kind of interesting to think about. I know that probably, I mean, I know it's collegey, but just trying to think of any type of mojo changer. Um, 3 or 4 homers. Exactly. Like I think um Stuart Fairchild is a pretty, I mean, he was a pest when the Braves faced him. He's a bat to ball guy. I think he's more of a put the ball in play guy, which might help. But like there's a lot of things right now that I can't put my finger on, because like I said, there's a lot of 3-ball counts. There's a lot of good at bats. There's a lot of barreled outs, but then there's a lot of crappy at bats, and a lot of head scratching stuff that um, it does not make sense. It does not. And well, we're 1 for 25 with runners in scoring position, so I don't know. I mean, there's trying to, and I will say the one little freaky thing that everybody keeps saying is they don't care. Trust me, they care. This is their livelihood. They want to bust out of this streak more than any of us want them to. And I cannot stand that narrative. I cannot stand it. Like, you can make up whatever you want to make up. Yes, everybody's been frustrated watching this year. It's painful. And again, nobody's gonna feel sorry for us. I mean, Phillies fans are certainly enjoying it, and uh, I mean, there isn't a magic potion. Yes, I think the pitch clock is good for baseball. Yeah, you're enjoying it a little too much, but I do appreciate the support. Yes, I think the pitch clock is good for baseball. I don't think it has anything to do with any of the struggles. I think that I do wonder though if this continues, if Brian Snicker wants to. Yeah, I mean, it. I think that we definitely could. I mean, at least it's happening now. We suck on the West Coast. We've always sucked on the West Coast, except for 2023 when almost everything went right. So maybe we're getting paid back for that. I don't know. But honestly, I don't know if this continues, if he steps aside. I know he doesn't want to end like that, and I don't want him to either. But yeah, I discussed Sean Murphy. I think that'll help the pitching staff. Don't get me wrong, Drake Baldwin has been amazing, but I think it'll help the pitching staff in the jams and slowing things down and that veteran presence. But I also think that Drake Baldwin has had one of the unluckier starts in baseball history as a rookie. That may be the case. I don't know. But I don't know if they want Baldwin to sit a lot. But heck, as this goes right now, RC is not a waste of a roster spot in my mind. His defense is still amazing, and Orlando Arcia is the least of our worries. But Nick Allen has been solid, and he's getting a start tonight, so we'll see there. But the selfishness of Jerks and Profar, whatever the situation, you got to know what you're putting in your body. You're a 32-year-old person. Like, I don't believe that he didn't know. What's up, Hudson? He does have to be held accountable, and I'm glad he is. And I know people make mistakes, but that's like the cherry on top of the crap sundae. And that's not eloquent grammar or anything, but the start. I think everybody wanted Acuna and Strider healthy to start the season. That's painfully obvious, but that's not what happened. Yes, I'm reading your comments, Charles. I don't know what your last one was. I agree with the pitch clock is good for baseball. Grant did struggle with his command last night. But I don't. These our guys, Matt Olson, Ozuna, like these guys didn't forget. I mean, it looks like they forgot how to hit. Not necessarily Matt and. He was fantastic. He gave up one hit against San Diego. That's the one where we lost 1-0 on the double off of Bummer's foot. So Schwellenbach is amazing, and no, you cannot have him. We do have $15 million to spend now because I think if I read that correctly, Jerickson Profar forfeits 6.9 of the contract this year. And then so we have that. I don't know if that means anything. Like, I feel like no, God. You can keep Taiwan Walker. You can keep him and I don't know. That he's a surprising one though. I always thought he was gonna figure it out one of these days, but he never could. And I know he had injuries and stuff, but that's just weird. Honestly, I think that because I think Hackenberg is way too young. I think Hackenberg is way too young, and that would just stunt him more because the GPS, as Charles said for Grant Holmes, was off, and you saw that in his brief spring training is that he had trouble with that. I just think that would accelerate it too much for Hackenberg and get him off to a wrong start, in my opinion. I mean, I like the thought because what else? Let's just try it. But at this point, I think that would be too detrimental. But I think that Alex Anthopoulos knows this team isn't. Yes, I agree with your comment, Charles. I've agreed with everything you've said today, so yes. I think that Alex Anthopoulos knows that this team wasn't great, and I think that resetting the payroll is one thing, but like massively cutting it by 20 to 25 million is another. Well, Elder's all we got right now. So, I mean, you could see Zach Thompson maybe. I thought he was a bit more quality option, but he hasn't pitched in the majors since 2022, I believe. So we'll see there. But we got to get a win before we can even talk about anything positive, I think. Yeah, very, very. Hi, Sean. Very, very hard to watch the Braves right now, and that is why I am not doing live watches until the Braves notch a win. Because trust me, you guys do not want to see me watch the team right now. But I don't know. I don't. Is the charity pot idea a really bad idea? Mm, I mean, if I would really love to score 5 runs. Yes, I would love. I mean, I think the panic button's pretty hard hit already, but I think if Mike Maddox is a pitching coach already, I don't think he wants to be in baseball that way, Charles, but um, Elder hasn't even pitched for the big league team yet. We can't send him to China. I meant we haven't seen him this year. Yeah, we do have a new hitting coach. Like I said, I think this is between the ears. It's not the hitting coach. It's not. It's the guy. The entire lineup has no confidence in themselves, even though the back of the baseball card is there. Ian Anderson got traded to the Angels a couple weeks back. We talked about it already. And if you're already saying hurry up and make the third out, you know we're in a bad spot. I will say we are working counts and hitting into bad luck and doing stuff, but then we're also, it's just a vicious cycle of grossness right now at the plate. And there is one good thing. We haven't made an error, and the fundamentals are there. Charles, I think you did hear it because you commented on it, but it's all right. That's bad for bad, Sean, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Elder gets a change of scenery soon. Just, what would Taiwan Walker do for us that Bryce Elder doesn't? I mean, they're kind of the same pitcher. Taiwan Walker has a little bit more of. We can't keep going back to the Ron Washington, Eli, or Eric Young Jr. thing. We still made the playoffs the 2 years without them moving. Coaches move on all the time. I hate that. That's still a thing. I really, really do. Exactly. So I don't. I hate that narrative, even though it's maybe a little bit of a thing, but I really hate that narrative of it's all because of EY and Ron Washington leaving, all that stuff. I can't stand that. But I can't wait till Strider gets back. I can't wait till Cooney gets back. We have positive things to look forward to, but it's just until we get that first win, I think it's just going to be gross. Whatever Acuna he is, he's a presence. I don't care what Acuna he is, he's still a presence in the lineup. But that's a fair question too. But I mean, nothing good has happened so far, so I'm not gonna pretend that it has, except that we haven't made an error. And I watched both. I think I turned off the Panthers more. But later in the season, the Panthers were really. Nah, Harris was okay. I'll go 6 strikeouts for Sale tonight. It's the Dodgers. He had 2 hits last night for Harris. I don't know. Maybe the entire team needs to get their eyes checked. I'm not quite sure on that. Hi, Andy. We had 3 hits in 15 innings. I mean, any stat you look at, we're unlucky or terrible or so at least the Hurricanes are fun. And I think I watched both the Carolina Panthers and 24 equally as the 2025 Braves because they're my teams and I can never fully turn them off. I always follow them even if I turn the TV off, so I don't know if that counts. But let's not pretend the Braves. Well, he slipped in the shower and hurt his surgically repaired ankle for Freddie. Let's not pretend the only team that is struggling is the Braves. The Twins are 0-4. The Brewers are 0-4 with a -32 run differential. The Twins just look listless. Like their pitching and everything looks pretty bad. And I'm not saying that just to. And Rafael Devers looks absolutely lost. 0-19 with 15 strikeouts. I know what the Braves need. They need torpedo bats. I hope we get a win tonight. Maybe we need torpedo bats. Apparently, torpedo bats aren't a secret, but I haven't ever seen them, so I don't know about that. But they're working. So I'm all for it. I'm even for the metal bat that was in backyard baseball. But I do 1 in 6 stretches, 1 in 5 stretches, 2 in 5 stretches. They do happen. Everything's just magnified because we have been so god awfully bad in so many different situations, especially offensively, that it's just hard to look past. But that's the realities of baseball, and we'll see what happens. But also, the Braves have never been successful on the West Coast, so it's not too much of a surprise. It's just, I think it's maddening more so how it's happened. Maybe we need Snit Bear. I don't know. But the Yankees have been. I still don't know that the Yankees have enough pitching, and I don't know that their defense is going to be solid enough. But if they continue to score 20 runs a game, they'll be all right, obviously. But since that's cool, YouTube always has weird, fun, unorthodox things that you can watch. Well, you know what? I put like I'm willing to have the backyard baseball bats, honestly. As bad as we've like done offensively the first 5 games. Sean, that's for only 30 years. That's pretty impressive if you're putting only on the 30 years, but I think Boston fans should just worry about their team and stop worrying about what other teams are doing. Yuck, Joseph. Why? Ew. Cardinal fan, gross. I was always a Braves fan. Always have been. Always will be. Okay, that makes sense, but still. But since it is April 1st, I'm hoping that this 0-5 start is just a big, elaborate April Fool's joke. And also, I thought I'd tell the story of my last April Fool's joke that my mom played on me. Okay, so I can't remember what age I was, like 15 maybe. I don't mind the late games because I'm a night owl, but doing all the recaps and stuff, I don't. But the last April Fool's joke, Craig Kimbrell will probably be at the end of April. Is your NBA team the Hawks? You know what? I'll make the April Fool's joke a video, and y'all can go check it out. Orlando. Okay, got it. They're semi fun young team. Nice. If they kind of have the injury luck of the Hornets. Well, NBA is a acquired taste. I think Kimbrell had a pretty solid first half last year. Yes, I agree that he's in the twilight of his career, but we got to throw things at the wall and see what sticks right now. So I'm not saying that Kimbrell can't do positive things. But I mean, yeah, this is the start of baseball and football is people's main sport. I think the Cardinals and um, Angels starting off as well as they have. It's a bit of a surprise, but good for them. I mean, the White Sox scored 9 runs yesterday. Yeah. I think everybody loves football, and I hope I'll start loving football more, but I think the Panthers may turn a corner, so that's nice. Um, but I think that the only saving grace for the Braves right now is that it's 162. Um, but this has been a disaster 5. And well, you got the undefeated season though. See? Uh, it's just money, money and all that jazz is why there's blackouts and all that stuff. No one can really figure it out though. I will say. Well, the tush push was never going to be banned because the Eagles were the only one that could always execute it. Oh, geez, the Yankees didn't score a run in the first 2 innings tonight. ESPN, what do you mean ESPN is done? They just said that they're optimistic about getting getting a deal done for MLB baseball. So I don't know that they're done. I don't watch them other than Scott Van Pelt and all the sports that are on ESPN, but I don't watch any of the sports. Yes, I'm taking all the positives that I can. Though no, I'm not really clapping because my uncle works for the Yankees, so I have to be a quiet fan. I love Around the Horn, or at least the older version of Around the Horn. But you just gotta start somewhere, and no matter how the Brave season goes, I'll recap them all. Yeah, that's supposed to happen, but they'll probably figure it out if they want it. If they want ESPN that bad. Shortstop is the least of our worries. If our entire lineup can't hit, it's not going to matter. But I like what I've seen from Nick Allen so far. Shortstop is once again the least of our worries. He's awesome defensively, but yeah, Around the Horn is awesome. Um, like again, I'm not trying to be that person, but until the Braves win and get a winning feeling, I don't think we can discuss anything about Orlando Arcia, about upgrading pitching, the roster jerks and Profar, everything that's gone wrong, until we get a win. Yeah, RC is not RC is not great, but he's not the main problem either. Yeah, a spark or a magic carpet ride or something. But yeah. Thank you. Not eating it right now. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I can't, and I honestly even can't be mad about the pitching. Actually, I think his defense does make up for his hitting, because if the other guys were hitting, or we wouldn't be. It's not. Spencer Strider's coming back in hopefully late April. I don't know that for a fact, but singling out Orlando Arcia, yes, could we use an upgrade there? Probably, but we also need everybody to hit like they can actually hit the ball instead of everybody swinging at the invisible baseball. I mean, I don't know what else to say. And like I said, until we win one, I don't think it's gonna matter. No, he's not. By the way, you guys didn't win the World Series, so it's okay. Yes, RC is annoying. I get that, but RC is like the very, very small smidge of our problems. Like, and if I seem extra edgy, is because I don't think anybody has answers, and nobody's gonna like amazingly flip a switch or something, and you just gotta keep swinging, and preferably not swing and miss. But that's where we are right now. And I'm not saying Orlando Arcia is great by any means, but yes, Acuna should be back in May 2nd, I thought I saw. Unfortunately, Michael Soroka got hurt in the game against the Blue Jays yesterday. So former Braves, current Braves, they have a dark cloud of badness right now that I don't think anyone can figure out. Yeah, I know, but he's still projected to be ready by May. No, everybody is, and I mean, it is what it is. And it's not like we got this soft underbelly schedule. Not that anybody's soft underbelly, but the Padres and Dodgers are the class of everything, and they're taking advantage of every single mistake that we made, and we can't take advantage of ours. And again, there's some unluckiness in there. There's been 6 almost homers. Well, they've played the Pirates and walked them off 3 out of 4 times, and the Mets. So yeah, they've gotten off to a solid start. but we'll see if that lasts. I mean, I think they're gonna trade Sandy Alcantara. I don't know. Well, it may depend on the start. Um, um, it may depend if they. I still think they'll trade him, but I don't know. They probably shouldn't, but they probably will. Uh, yeah, I mean, a West Coast road trip, no matter when it is tough. But to start the season, not great. And technically, we had a chance to win um, all 4 games in San Diego. Do I think the roster is great? No. Do I think we've downgraded like everybody keeps saying in every spot? No. Offensively, we've just got to start hitting. That's it. That's all. I have no magical words or any of that. But that is just the annoying reality, and uh however it's gonna play out, it's gonna play out. uh and I will watch every single bit of it, or at least follow it, unless I mean, last night I got super annoyed, so I followed on my phone, but I will still have an eye. And yes, it's like it's the entire lineup slump that we continually saw last year. Um, After all the injuries and things of that nature, that cloud has not gone away. Maybe we should burn some sage, like Joseph said, or something. Snip Bear. I mean, Charles, I don't know if you're right or wrong. No one knows if anyone's right or wrong right now. We just need to find a win somehow. I don't care what it looks like, uh, how we get it, whatever. Yes, you're probably right. We usually play well at home, but we've been on such a bad run right now. I talked about Neris being the ripple effect, and maybe that's one thing. That's why I keep saying, if this continues, does Brian Snickers step away? Possibly, because the one thing that we always criticize Snit about is his bullpen usage and not using high leverage guys, and not using high leverage guys or guys that you know and trust has created the ripple effect of having to use your closer in a 6-1 game just so he can get work. So again, it's possible. Who knows, man? But what if, I mean, Neris, we had to see what we had in Hector Neris. Didn't work. It hadn't worked. So it is what it is. For the most part, we're not getting blown out, and so we have a chance to win all the games, which is a good thing, except maybe last night. All told, so that is a good thing. Yes, it made a lot of sense actually, Joseph, because he threw 39 pitches, and we need another long man just in case things go wacky. Yeah, the Braves are due. That's for darn sure, and I hope you're right. Alex Ovechkin just scored, and now he's 4 goals away. Just got that alert on my phone. Yeah, it actually made a lot of sense, Joseph. because you need an extra long man, and I don't think Jesse Chavez has anything in the tank, if we're being honest. Anything left. So, yeah, we had 4-3 lead in the game. Joseph, yeah, Charles, I saw your comment. I agree, but I mean, it is what it is. It's all been pretty brutal. I know. I'm just hoping. If Ovechkin scores, that's fine. I'm just hoping we win the game, but it'll be a nice litmus test for the Canes. But this may have been my most brutally honest live. The Canes, not Canes, Carolina Hurricanes. Hudson, we released Jesse today. So Canes, Carolina Hurricanes, and they're like the only sports team that I like that's making me happy right now, so that's nice. But this is definitely probably the most brutally honest. The Mets are 2-2. The Marlins are 3-2. I don't know what the Phillies are. I think they lost once. Yeah, the Phillies are 3-1. So every other NL East team has gotten off to a solid start. But yeah, so we'll see. And everybody knows it, and I think that again, saying that they don't care is the most frustrating thing that I've seen circle across social media. I think that's the dumbest thing ever. They care. They care more than. They want to turn this around so bad. They all have the back of the baseball cards. Frankly, you just got to start somewhere, and getting one win may propel it. And it's not like we haven't had 2 and 5 West Coast road trips or 1 and 6. It's just being magnified because the way last year ended and everything that went wrong, and then everything that's going wrong, and losing the way we have. It's just the vicious cycle of ugliness. It's only 5 games into the season. Yes, we still have a chance, but we can't have a terrible month, and then we'll probably be fighting for the wild card. But yes, it's only 5 games into the season, guys. I'm just being brutally honest with the realities. Who knows? Dumb things happen in baseball, and you don't play games on paper. But no, on paper, probably not. I think I covered everything that I can think of. Hopefully, storm surges are fun. I hope you're right that when we get home, things will start clicking. I would like them to start clicking tonight. But literally, there's not a lot to write home about right now, except we just got to play through it and find some wins somewhere and just find some positives anywhere you look and start stacking W's, stacking positives, and see where everything happens. I guess they say, think somebody said it earlier in the live, that things happen for a reason. Well, I'm kind of waiting for the reason, but I'll give it a little bit. I'll give it a little bit of time to find the reason. But I think it's. I don't think this is Alex Anthopoulos' fault. I don't think. If you want to blame anybody, blame the ownership. But I don't even know if you can go there either. But I'm not even gonna get into the politics of all of that. Yeah, Baldwin should have. We should have at least maybe 4 or 5 homers that we don't. I mean, there's a lot of mixture of unluckiness, terrible stuff, and whatever. It's baseball, and I wish. Yeah, hopefully the Ronaldo Lopez thing, but we've dealt with that before, so hopefully we know. We obviously know how to handle that, and hopefully it's not long. So we'll see there. Now there's no quitting our team, and we have the All-Star game, so we really need to make. There are All-Stars littered throughout our team. We just got to start figuring out how to play like it and do the little things. But until we get that one win and get that monkey off our back, who knows what could happen. But as always, go Braves, champions forever. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. This is the most interaction and steady stream of comments I've had in a while. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I know it's been a crappy start to the season, but it only can go up from here. We hope. I hate the West Coast, always will. I don't hate California. I would love to go there, but not for my baseball teams. But as always, go Braves, champions forever. Appreciate it, guys. I will see what's happening next Tuesday and may do it. May have a live watch. I'm not sure how things are playing out, but I'll let you guys know on my socials. Appreciate it. And see you next time.